After picking the leader of opposition as SSENYONYI, just NAMBESHE, the MP from Anjia, came out to complain that he deserved to be the leader of opposition. I know NAMBESHE, by the way, when it comes to seniority, is the most senior than SSENYONYI. And he was also the chief whip in the last parliament. When it comes out to complain, we must look at this, as I'm going to explain for you in this video. NAMBESHE came out and said this statement.
Someone from East and someone who has offered yourself from East and decided to stand against all odds. Do you feel like people from East, your party nationality platform, awarded you well or deservingly with what you've put in to see that the party can grow and get known even to other areas where it's not popular? Mostly the DPL.
I don't want to appear like I joined the forces of change just because of burning desire to get positions. You remember at one time when the first Verlope, after we became official opposition, was picked from Central. Most people thought I would be disgruntled and bolt out. I did not. Even when issues came up on my then superior, the LOP, the Honorable Matters in Puga, and in the commission, and a reshuffle was made for him to become commissioner, and the new LOP also emerged from the same region. I didn't complain. I'm not complaining. But the public out there, to whom we make an appeal for this party to have a national character, have raised some of these issues. I don't want to say I'm one of them, but the truth of the matter is, as of now, I'm not complaining. I've been promoted. You will also know, if you make a detailed assessment, that the position I was holding of chief opposition whip in hierarchy is much lower than, because it is about whipping my members of opposition only. But as a commissioner, it is a wider responsibility. So it is a promotion. Me who believes, I'm a believer in God, that He always moves us from one faith to another. So if I've been moved from one faith of chief opposition whip to that of commissioner, then why not tomorrow the bigger one? And of course the remaining one is that one. Yes. So much as the complaints are wash, yes, and not only in the East, by the way, it's also in the West, in the North, because for desire to have a national outlook. It is not for me to pass judgment whether these are genuine concerns.
Okay, Honorable. That is NAMBESHE. After watching that video, you may think that he's not the one complaining. If I say that the people are speaking, but for him he's not bothered. But that is the language of politicians. But when politicians are speaking, they don't speak for themselves directly. They front the people. And for me, I see the spirit in that message. NAMBESHE is positioning himself that he would have been picked as the leader of opposition, because he even went out to say that when Mathias Mpuga left, they propped up SSENYONYI to become the leader of opposition. But let me explain this very well. One, truth is, NAMBESHE's sacrifice was in the NRM and he joined People Power in 2021. It was the only, I think there were 2 MPs for NUP in the Eastern. But we can also look at this. When SSENYONYI was propped up as the leader of opposition, truth be said, it delivered a lot. It's when we knew what was happening in the commission. In fact, SSENYONYI worked very well. If it was about Max, I would give him like 80%. Sometimes experience sometimes doesn't match deliverance. I can give you examples. One of the best performing leaders of opposition ever since I started following politics was Winnie Chiza. But he had less experience than those who were always appointed. It is the truth. If I was given a chance to pick the leader of opposition, I will go for SSENYONYI again for these reasons. One, SSENYONYI comes from Buganda. Remember, Buganda has almost 80% of the members of parliament of NUP. So they deserve a big post and representation. But also, NAMBESHE being propped up to the commission is also a great idea. In fact, the Eastern has Paul Miro as the chief whip, has NAMBESHE has the commissioner. The Eastern, only with few members of parliament, has more representation on the commission and parliamentary leadership. I understand, but that NUP is looking for national appeal, but also leaders, especially like just NAMBESHE, a vice president in the Eastern, should also work hard. I pray that in the next reshuffle is made the leader of opposition. I pray, because he also deserves this position for seniority. But also he should learn working hard. How can you tell me that in the region of Bugisu we never got a representation in members of parliament? I understand the terrain, the threats, the brutality, but NAMBESHE also has to work hard so that he can bring people from Bugisu in the representation of parliament. Because sometimes those positions also come with the influence and what you bring on the table. I'm not saying that Joe SSENYONYI was a panacea of bringing NUP leadership, because Bobi Wine, by the virtue of him coming from Ghana, they may have a greater representation. But leaders, especially for the regions, should start working hard to bring a proper representation for NUP when it comes on a parliamentary level. In that way, you can also bargain very well. Bosoga brought more, I think, 5 members of parliament. It's the reason why they got the chief whip through Paul Miru, because Paul Miru was the most senior. NAMBESHE is a senior leader, but he needs to do a lot of heavy lifting, most especially in the Bugisu sub-region. Nevertheless, I pray that in the next reshuffle is made the leader of opposition so that we can also test his feel. But as for now, I think, because Joe SSENYONYI posed a great representation for the opposition. Of course, as my peer is truly Mr. Makindi Kabir Suleiman Magul. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.